Thank you very much, Graham. Well, that was fun. Let's get into a little bit of running fitness and strength. I mean, it is super important for any runner as well to engage in a bit of a strength workout this morning. So we are getting ready for an action-packed episode of Fit and Strong. And today we are diving into the world of runners, focusing on both strength training and mobility exercises. Now, whether you are a marathoner or a casual jogger, these tips will elevate your fitness game. And joining us in studio this morning, runner Calmin Valentino to show us all about strength and mobility. Calmin, good to see you, my brother.
Good to see you.
I like that we are talking about this because I think a lot of people tend to think like, yes, running is a great exercise, but if you want to take it a step further, you can't just continue running. You have to holistically include other types of exercises as well. Otherwise, your body is just going to function the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, you know, running is a full body sport impact. So you use your back, you use your core, you use your shoulders, your legs, not just your legs.
Yeah.
So yeah, you need to have that full body strength and mobility to be able to run comfortably.
For sure. I mean, if you want to get good at a discipline, yes, you need to spend a lot of time in it.
Yeah.
For instance, I was a swimmer, you know, in my youth, and I was really good at it. But I also complemented that with some weight sessions and what to strengthen those muscles. And it's kind of the same thing here. We need to work on that mobility and that strength. So take us through. What are we doing?
I've got 3 exercises for you. First off, we have a curtsy lunge. And
Curtsy lunge.
Yeah, so you're going to take your right foot, step it behind your left foot off to the side, and then you're going to bend the back knee towards your front heel.
Okay.
You're going to feel it in your front hip here. So this is a bit of internal rotation. And then you can come through the center into a normal squat here, sending the hips back and shoulders a little bit forward. And this is internal rotation, left leg back, and it just creates a little bit of extra space in the hips. You know, some of us tend to walk like this and operate like this. So this is external rotation in the hips.
Right.
So if we turn the hips a little bit in with this curtsy lunge, just creates a bit of extra space in the hips.
Targets those different sets of muscle that you don't obviously use. Yeah.
And it just opens up some extra space there.
Curtsy lunge.
Curtsy lunge. And then for the second one.
Why you call it that?
Yeah. Or a dragon lunge, dragon or curtsy lunge.
A dragon lunge?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're going to be on our backs and we're going to power out the glutes now. So we're going to lift up our left leg. So we're going to be on the heel of our right foot there for me. And we're just going to do pulses. Hip thrusts nice and high, and this targets your hamstrings.
The glutes and the hamstrings.
Yes.
And this is really important for runners as well.
Yeah, so this gives you that power in order to kick off. There we go.
Nice. And once again, it shows you that your body is a fantastic tool. You don't need any other equipment.
Yeah, you can just
really focus on doing something like this.
Body weight training.
Yes. Really start feeling that burn already.
And then I've got a third one for you. Do you want to balance it out on the other
I always need to balance it out, my friend.
This is true.
That's it.
There you go. So you want to lift onto the back of the neck, lifting as much of the spine as you can.
That's it.
Pulse. There we go. And our third one is a little bit difficult, so I've got a few stages for us. A beginner, and then intermediate, and then advanced. Beginner would be just like stepping back with your left foot for me, lunging into your front leg, touch the ground for me. So you're leaning forward, loading the weight into your glute here at the back, and lower back. And stand up, feet together, and then on the other side, touch the ground. There we go, loading the weight into. And then if you want to take it a bit more advanced, we lift the back leg up, touch the ground, and come back up again.
There you can feel that stretch intensifying for sure.
Yeah. So not advanced, this is the intermediate one.
Okay.
So if you want to go into the advanced one, you're going to lift the back leg, touch the ground for me. And then when you come up, you're going to bring the left knee into the chest and hands up.
Oh, wow.
And kick back again, touch the ground.
So really focusing on that balance.
Yeah, balancing. You're getting into that calf, you're getting into the ankle, you're getting into the glute, that entire leg as well as the core for balance.
That's it.
It's quite a difficult one, so you can take it in those stages, beginner, intermediate, advanced.
I love that. Now I want to ask you, we've seen some of these exercises that you just demonstrated. How would a little training session look like? I mean, how many would you do? How would you set this up for those people at home who wants to really incorporate these?
So depending on your fitness, you would do like maybe 8 if you're like really beginner starting to run or starting your fitness journey. You would do like 8. If you're like intermediate, you would do like 12. And if you're advanced, you would go for like 20. So you would do like 20, rest for about 20 seconds, have a 20-second rest. And then I want you to do that 3 times over, one exercise. 20-second rest in between.
All right.
Then you move on to the next exercise, 20-second rest in between.
I love that.
20 of each.
Okay, okay. Well, Calmin's not going to go anywhere. He's back for another round. We are going to be exercising, but I think this is a great way to just start your day. Even if you're not a runner, this is some really good exercises in the morning, especially to get the blood flowing, to stretch a little bit. That's going to set you up for a good day. But Calmin is going to be back with another round of exercises in just a bit. Thanks, dude. Sure. Appreciate it.
Nice.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
And on that inspirational note, let's jump back into another little fitness session, strength and mobility training for runners with Calmin Valentino this morning. All right, my friend. So it's round two. We ran through some rather interesting exercises using our body's weight as a tool. What are you up to next?
Next, we have mobility. So mobility is good for when you're running. Like I said, opening up the hips. It just opens up your stride. You can lift your knee higher. You can maybe kick your heel higher up towards your glutes at the back. Or you can, the running motion, twisting through the spine. You can get more running freedom.
That mobility, yeah, because mobility. I mean, if you think about it, running is a kind of one plane kind of sport when you do, so it is good to have that mobility. All right.
Actually, the more stagnant you are, the more energy you use.
Right.
The more you run like a big ball of tension, the more energy you use.
Look at this man. Tips from an ultra marathon runner. Okay, let's go for it.
We're gonna go with our first one. We're gonna go belly flat on the mat.
Okay.
We're gonna target the shoulders here. We're gonna cup the fingers for me. Make sure the elbows are nice and high. And then we're gonna come up the center, push, squeeze your scapula together there for me. And then I want you to roll the right shoulder and elbow forward, look towards the left side of the mat. So there you feel a nice shoulder stretch there. Beautiful.
Look, I'm not joking, it does feel good.
It feels so good. Coming back to center, I know those swimming shoulders of yours.
Yes.
And then we do it on the other side. Look back.
Oh, lovely.
So you won't believe how much you use your shoulders when you're running.
Right.
Let's do one more on each side there for me. And it just builds up a lot of tension. You'll see that some people start throwing their hands down when they're running.
Yes.
Down to the hips because their shoulders can't take it anymore.
No, look, I'll be honest with you. I've been in the fitness space for many, many, many years. I've never done a stretch like this.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
This is great. I love this.
There's one even deeper than this, but we haven't planned that for here. So we can move on to the next one. So the next one is for the hips and the glutes.
All right.
We're gonna start in a downward dog. You know what a downward dog is?
Yep.
There we go. Slight bend in the knees for me, and then lift up the hip, press your chest back towards the knees. Nice stretch into your shoulders and thoracic. And then we're gonna bring the right knee forward in between the hands. So this is a half pigeon here. But you might know this. If you want to make it more interesting, I want you to walk your back leg over towards the right a bit.
All right.
You'll feel the legs crossing a bit.
Yes.
And then I want you to walk your hands over towards the right.
Oh my goodness.
There we go.
Yeah, you can feel that in the glutes, eh? That's for sure.
Yeah. So you feel that in the glute. A lot of tension build up in the glutes.
Yes.
So you have to look after your glutes because they give most of the energy.
Yes.
Supported by the hamstring.
If the glutes are tight, I mean, you can battle with things like knee problems.
Yeah.
Whilst you are running.
Hamstring, knee, calf, ankle.
Was that the ITB?
Yeah, ITB as well, yeah.
There we go.
It's like a chain reaction.
Yes.
And then we walk it over towards the right. So this is same movement, but now you feel it more on the inside of the hip. I want you to push your hips back towards the right side of the mat there for me.
Yes.
There we go. So by doing right and left, you do external and internal rotation through this front hip by going back and forth.
Nice.
So you cover the full rotation of the hip there.
I like that.
Yeah. And the last one is going to be for your back because your back takes a lot of strain, especially if your core is not used to taking a beating like that.
Yes.
Long distances, 21 Ks, 42 ultra distances. And we're going to be on our backs. We're going to take the right knee into the chest, extend the left leg, hug it in nice and tight. So this gets into the hip flexion here as well. And then lift your forehead up towards your knee. And take your right hand to the side. And then roll onto your left hip, roll away from your right hand. Keep looking toward your right hand. So that's what we call a supine twist here.
Here we go.
Squeezing the inner thighs together for me. So this is a good way. You can do this at night before bed if you tend to have lower back problems. It just releases a nice part of the lower back.
Yeah, this is a lovely, especially that rotation for the lower back.
I just felt a click there.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing, yeah. And then we have to obviously do it on the other side as well. Left knee into the chest, right leg extends. Extend your left hand and roll onto the other side for me.
And there we have it.
And then we can bring it back to center.
Awesome. Calmin, thanks, dude. That is fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. You know, it's so beneficial to get a good stretch in, even early in the morning, you know, as you start your day, wake the body up a little bit. End of the day, like you said, before bed, just loosen up because the whole day you've been working, you've been doing whatever it is you're doing, but it is good to just loosen, get that blood flowing. Such a legend. Thank you for the inspiration, my friend. Really appreciate it. Calmin Valentino here, ultra runner, giving some strength and mobility exercises for you as a runner.